afternoon. DJ Wonder Chrissy here. It is Friday. We're headed to the weekend. Yes, we are. We are headed to the weekend. It is February 16th. And it's about a little bit afternoon here in Chicago. It's 28 degrees Fahrenheit. We're in for a little chilly weekend. Snow is gone. Sun not so much out anymore. But it's a normal winter day here in Chicagoland. So today we got a good show for you. I'm going to take you guys first over to Boston, where they're talking about putting people in residents' houses there because they're running out of room for the shelters. They need to clear the airport, like many of the places that utilize the airport, which is against federal law, folks. It is against federal law to store migrants in an airport because it's funded by the government and you're not supposed to do that. So just in the last couple of weeks, you've seen a concerted effort among Boston and Chicago for sure, getting people out of their airports as shelters. I think right now in Chicago we got 28 shelters, and New York City's got like 200. I don't know what they have in Boston, but they're looking to have people invite unvetted migrants into their homes. So let's listen to this video, and this will make you cringe for sure.
Boston is running out of room to house migrants, and one Democrat city council member wants residents in the suburbs to start taking them in. She says Dedham, Wellesley, Brookline, cities and towns that have so much more resources in the city of Boston, people who actually have more financial support, and they need to do everything in our power to make sure that we are setting them up for success, or whatever success looks like. I think everyone should be opening up their doors because this is a shared responsibility.
It's great to have you here. If I'm a resident of Wellesley, Dedham, or Brookline, I'm thinking, since when does your horrible sanctuary city policy, Councilwoman Mejia, create a responsibility for me? What say you, Grace?
I agree, and when we saw this happening in Martha's Vineyard, it didn't go well. That was in 2022. Martha's Vineyard, home to John Kerry and Barack Obama, when they received 50 migrants from Ron DeSantis, they brought in the National Guard. So this isn't going to be a kumbaya moment. This is probably going to create a lot of issues, and there's going to be a lot of unhappy people out there.
Yeah, and this is the genius of Governor Greg Abbott. By busing migrants, he made this an issue for blue cities with progressive lawmakers who had previously called for open borders, and now a lot of black residents.
Be careful what you ask for, right? The progressives asked for this, and now they've got it. Now they're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Are angry, and because of this and the economy, those once solidly blue voters, some people say, are up for grabs, and Joe Biden cannot afford that.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you guys brought up Melnia Cass, because that's a recreation center, and that was used for a lot of these young kids to go, and whether it's practice track or just hang out, that was a really important area in that community, and people aren't happy about it, and this is what's going to happen, and people were holding signs, why us, why not Wellesley, and it seems like politicians now are starting to get that pushback from their residents, from their constituents, and they're panicking a little bit. They're doing things I never thought I'd see them do, like calling on these suburbs, and a lot of people who have signs on their front yard that say, you know, hate has no home here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing too many of those signs anymore in my neighborhood for some reason. Those signs seem to have disappeared real quickly. So if you see any of those signs, let us know. We'll send some migrants over to them.
No human is illegal. Well, now they're going to have to put their money where their mouth is, it seems.
Grace, what do you think? What are people saying in your neck of the woods? Do you think anybody will actually house these migrants?
There's been a couple of...
There's an idiot born every minute, folks.
Local news news stories about people in Brookline and other places taking in migrants. So some people aren't hypocrites. Some people say, listen, this is what I stand
They're just stupid. They're not hypocrites. They're just stupid.
for, and I will take people in. I mean, it's not that many. It's not enough to handle the influx that we're seeing by any means, but there are some people, and I give them credit, who aren't afraid to say, listen, I have said I'm open to a sanctuary city or a sanctuary town, and so my door is open.
My concern with that, you are basically opening your doors to an unvetted stranger on the one hand, and secondarily, you are normalizing illegality. So even though you think you're doing something magnanimous, I think it's a bad thing for our country. I want to get your thoughts on this before we let you go. The San Diego border sector just arresting 269 Chinese migrants on Monday.
Anybody need a new Chinese restaurant in their town? Invite some of these folks in.
Take a look at this comparison, Grace. 450 Chinese nationals were encountered at our southern border in fiscal year 2021. More than 20...
Shocking numbers here, folks. Look at that. 450 all the way to more than 20,000 this year.
Have already been encountered this fiscal year. That's quite a jump. So-called immigration experts say it's unlikely these are CCP agents. Are you buying that, Grace?
No, I'm not. And of course, not everyone who's coming into this country has nefarious intentions, but we'd be naive to not think people are taking advantage of this. And Todd, it actually goes back to what you just said. It's about the incentivization. It's about incentivizing people to come over here and making it obvious that we have a porous border, that you can get through, that there's not going to be a lot of punishment or even vetting if you want to do that. And if you're a Chinese national, or if you're anyone in any part of the world, and this is what you want to do, now seems to be the time. Especially, we're heading into an election. People realize that if they don't make this decision now, if they don't take advantage of this now, they might not have...
The rush is coming, folks. The rush is coming. Look for the rest of the year. There's going to be a huge rush.
The opportunity come 2020, to come the election in November, and hopefully if there's somebody else in charge.
Yeah, many of these Chinese migrants say that they're here because of the strict COVID lockdowns. Their businesses shut down, so they're coming here for a better life. But then a lot of them are also military-age men, which is raising a lot of concerns.
You saw that video.
Yeah, and just them scampering into the United States from that open section in California. They know where to go, because it says it on TikTok as well, which is another big issue. Grace, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Grace.
it.
So there you go, folks. Didn't give you a like, share, and subscribe. I'm DJ Wonder Chrissy, and this is Migrant Mayhem. We're here to give you guys an update on what's going on with the migrants. We are located in Chicago. Let's check in with Brandon. Brandon just can't help himself. I can't explain, but he just keeps stepping in the doo-doo. He's gotten into an issue with ShotSpotter, and now he's running into problems with questions that he can't answer about funding, and how Cook County and the state are going to fund, but the city of Chicago not going to fund. It's kind of an interesting black hole, as it would be. Maybe Chicago has finally run out of money, folks. Just a